Mark here again, folks, cooking the book. So obviously this pandemic kind of put me on a little bit of research. So I've been doing some research on viruses and stuff, virology, which is the study of viruses and stuff like that, just for a couple of weeks now. I never knew this, so this is new stuff to me, and I'm just gonna share this with you guys if you're listening. So like viruses can't be cured. I never knew that. I always thought you could cure a virus. So, you always hear the saying that the money's in the treatment, not in the cure, right? And we thought that, like, at least I thought that just, we know what that meant, but I always thought that was because companies don't want to cure viruses. They'd rather just treat you so you come back and they can keep making money. Even though that's true, that's not the whole truth. The real truth is because there's no cure for a virus, with the exception of Hep C, right? Based off my little whatever research, right? I read one or two books or whatever. It's Hep C is like the only virus that can be cured. Other viruses, you can't cure viruses. What you do is you treat the virus, right? And the virus gives your body time. The treatment gives your body time to develop an antibody. That's how it works. I was like, wow, that's interesting. So your immune system is your only defense against viruses. I mean, antibiotics don't work against viruses, right? Antiviral drugs don't work against viruses because viruses aren't living like a bacteria. Antibiotics work against bacteria because bacteria have all the hallmarks of life, of something living. They reproduce, they store energy, movement, whereas viruses don't meet these standards for life, so they're non-living. So a virus can't reproduce on its own. It doesn't have a metabolism, so therefore it's not living. It's considered a parasite. It's parasitic because it needs to get inside of your cell, which is the host, to replicate itself. And so with this, the reason why I'm doing this video is that the real reason I'm doing this video is to just say that with this coronavirus, because it's called a novel coronavirus, because you had other coronavirus. SARS is a coronavirus, severe acute respiratory syndrome, right? With this coronavirus, the novel coronavirus, because it's novel, meaning new, scientists, doctors don't really know how to approach it. When you go to doctors, if you do end up, God forbid, getting the coronavirus and you got to go to the hospital, there's nothing they could do but kind of treat you with the symptoms, treat you for the symptoms, and all they're doing is giving your body time, which is giving your immune system time, right? There's two functioning components of your immune system: innate immune system and the adaptive immune system. They're giving the innate immune system is not working at this point, right? It doesn't know how to detect or read because remember, a virus is genetic material. That's all viruses are. They're DNAs or RNA strands, and it's information and instructions. And the adaptive immune system, when you go to hospitals or whatever, if you have a coronavirus, all they're doing is buying the adaptive immune system time. They're buying it time. They're giving it time for the body, the adaptive immune system, to adapt or develop an antibody for that pathogen, in this case, which is the coronavirus. And each virus molecule have what's called an antigen. An antigen is not the poison. It's not the virus itself. It's put it like this: the antigen is the lock that allows the antibody to attach to the virus to prevent it from replicating and or spreading, right? So the antigen and the antibody is a lock and key. They have a lock and key kind of relationship. Think of a lock and think of a key, right? There's a lock has a specific design or a specific mold for the key to fit in. So that's why it's so hard to cure. And again, you don't want to use the word cure because you're not curing a virus. All you're doing is eliminating its spread and keeping it and neutralizing it, right? So the virus will still be in your body; it'll just be neutralized, and by the presence of the antibodies, right? So the antibodies neutralize the virus from taking over other cells in your body and ultimately causing damage, death, or whatever. So with this coronavirus, all we can do is, there's something called herd immunity. Herd immunity just simply means that within the population, they study statistics and data to see if 60 to 70%, depending on the size of the population, but so depending on population size, it could be either 60 to 70%, almost either 2/3 to 3/4 of the percent of the population has been affected and recovered, right? So that means 2/3 to 75% of the population has recovered. That means that they have developed antibodies. And if that happens, it's called herd immunity. And that simply means now the powers that be, right? Doctors, scientists, those who are in power or whatever, the idea behind herd immunity is that, okay, if 75, 66, 70% of the population has recovered from the virus, that means that means 75, 3/4 of the population has antibodies. And through that, it's going to ultimately make the virus go away, because that means less people are going to spread the virus. So if someone has the virus and they go into a bar with 50, 60 people, 100 people, 75 of those people in there have an antibody, so that person won't be able to spread it as exponentially, right? They won't be able to spread it as fast. They won't be able as rapidly. There's only 25 people in there that's possibly going to get it. So the idea is like, yo, we're going to let the weak die. Those who can't adapt, their immune system haven't adapted, they're going to have to die. You see what I'm saying? And the rest of us who can adapt, based off the immune system, secreting the antibody, and it's your plasma B. It's called plasma B, which is the B is a white blood cell. It's a white blood cell, but it's not your T cell. It's the B plasma B cell that secretes the antibodies. Right. The plasma B cell secretes the antibodies, and the antibodies again are specific to the virus. See, you can have this is why the coronavirus is so difficult and this is why it's causing such a problem and just rocking the whole world right now, because viruses can't be cured, and I'm using the word cure, but again, not really cure, but be neutralized the way bacteria can and other illnesses, sicknesses or diseases. Viruses they vary. They're very changeable. Like, you can make one treatment or one medicine that will take care of various bacteria, right? Different types of bacteria. Because bacteria, even though they're different, they still have the same principles. They still have the living components, so they're easy to take care of, right? All you have to do is shut down their reproduction, shut down their metabolism, and you're good. With viruses, it's tricky. Each virus is different. They vary. So it's hard to pinpoint a specific drug to treat the virus, because they don't have the same elements as a bacteria, which makes them living. So they're not living. Viruses are not alive, right? Again, they're parasitic. They need a host to replicate. And that makes them it presents more of a challenge to find a specific drug. That's why the immune system is called the adaptive immune system, because it adapts to the specific virus. And this is where the antigen is so important, because the antigen is like, again, it's like a lock and key relationship between the antibody. Not think of it like this. You can have in your pocket a whole bunch of keys, and there's a door. Even though you have all these keys, that door lock is very specific. It's only going to allow a specific key to open it. Well, that's exactly how viruses are. That's a great analogy. Thank you, God, for giving me that one. Just think of a lock on a door. You can have all the keys in your pocket, but it's only one specific key is going to open that lock. That's how viruses are. It's like they're very specific, very detailed. So it doesn't matter how much antibiotics or antiviral drugs you have. If it's not specific to that particular type of virus, so you can make a drug that will, and again, you're not curing, you're treating. You can have some kind of drug that's going to treat coronavirus, COVID-19, but that drug won't treat SARS or MERS, which are other forms of coronavirus. You see what I'm saying? So that's what makes viruses so difficult, where you can have penicillin that will take care of various bacteria. You see what I'm saying? You can't have one drug that take care of various viruses. So that's why this coronavirus is causing such havoc and mayhem and just like running rampant and driving the world crazy right now, because they can't figure out how to treat it in a way that's conducive to people bouncing, having enough time for the immune system to. This is why a lot of, they keep saying these people who are dying have underlying issues, because if your immune system is already dealing with diabetes or something else, some other issue, the immune system, it's like it's a heavier overload. It's an overload, so it can't produce fast enough the antibody that's necessary for that COVID-19. So that so we all just got to pray right now. We got to stay prayed up. Take your vitamin C's, your vitamin D's, get your greens in there, and I think most importantly, you got to get outside and do some activities. Your immune system right now is your only defense. Okay, all hospitals and doctors are going to do is just try to buy you enough time for the adaptive immune system to develop the antibody to again, adaptation, right? Darwin theory, right? Survival of the fittest, right? Those who can adapt to the environment will survive. Those who can't die out. This is what it comes down to. So take care of yourself. Like I said, a lot of exercise. You got to get out there, do some physical activities, get those vitamins in there, right? Get that kale. You know what I'm saying? Get that spinach. You really got to get, boost your immune system right now. And because again, that's your best and only defense. All the hospital's going to do is just buy you time, and you got to keep that in mind, that it's your immune system, the adaptive, has to develop the antibodies to neutralize the effects, or prevent the virus from going viral within your body. All right? Take care of yourself. Peace.